Hello, I'm Joe Wren. Members of Monroe County's Democratic State House contingent say this week may have seen the first of a series of skirmishes which illustrate the gulf between themselves and the Republican majority in both houses. WTIU's Stan Jastrzebski reports.
The House spent 2 hours Thursday debating amendments to a bill which would change the way the state's bankrupt unemployment insurance trust fund is administered. One by one, Democrats proposed changes to the bill, and each, in turn, was voted down by the chamber's Republican caucus, if it got a hearing at all. An amendment by Bloomington State Representative Matt Pierce was judged not to be germane to the legislation and was thrown out. Bloomington's Peggy Welch acknowledged hers, giving greater credit to those companies who don't lay off workers, needed rewriting, but bill author Dan Leonard argued against it on the grounds that it appears to raise federal taxes on employers even as it lowers their state taxes. Speaking at a legislative breakfast Friday, Pierce said some controversial topics, like unemployment insurance reform, appear to be fast-tracked to the governor's desk rather than open for change. Ellettsville State Senator Vi Simpson, who'd previously said she'd worried about some silly pieces of legislation under consideration, says Pierce's concern is an important litmus test for how the rest of the session will go.
I guess I was being generous when I called them silly. I don't think they're silly. I think some of them are downright dangerous.
Peggy Welch says she's been saddened in recent days by activity in the House, but adds that she'll reserve final judgment on bipartisanship for after a budget is passed.
A day after announcing he would not seek the 2012 Republican presidential nomination, Mike Pence says he plans to make stops across the state to talk to Hoosiers about how they think he can best contribute to the state in the coming years. Pence says he believes his calling is, quote, closer to home. Pence isn't confirming he will run for the Republican gubernatorial nomination, but says he will make a decision later this year. And vote centers are a step closer to being used throughout Indiana. The House Election and Appointment Committee approved the bill, which already passed the Senate. Under the measure, counties would have the option of implementing vote centers, but it would require the unanimous vote of the county election board following a public hearing. Now checking the weather forecast for tonight, mostly cloudy, nearly steady temperatures in the upper 20s. Tomorrow partly cloudy, 38 the high. Tomorrow night cloudy with lows down to 25 degrees. And then in the 5-day forecast on Sunday, partly cloudy with highs in the mid 30s. A slight chance of snow on Monday, but then snow chances will return on Tuesday into Wednesday with some significant snow possible Tuesday night into Wednesday. And for more on these stories and other local news, go to indianapublicmedia.org.